Good morning, I'm Marla Ellerman, and I'm Executive Director of the Mobile Payment Conference, and we're here with Bob Carr today, President and Chairman of Heartland Payment Systems. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. We're here in Chicago at the Mobile Payment Conference, and Bob just had a great keynote address. Thank you for sharing with us. But I have a few more questions. Can you explain how end-to-end encryption works and why end-to-end encryption is better than point-to-point encryption, and why?
Well, end-to-end encryption is complete, and it's the most important thing is for the mag stripe data to be encrypted as it's read, because if it's in the clear on the way to the CPU, there's a problem. That's where the bad guys breached a number of folks, including Heartland. So end-to-end encryption is complete from the point of swipe all the way to the card brands and back, and there's like 5 different steps along the way. And if it's not encrypted the whole way, then there's exposure. So point-to-point encryption is good, but it's better if you encrypted it from all points to all points, which makes it end-to-end.
Got it. And is that something that's going to be mandated in the industry to have done?
I don't think so. End-to-end encryption is highly recommended, but it's not mandated. EMV is being, well, you know what's happening with EMV with the liability shift there.
Yeah, got it. Tokenization, how does this work?
Okay, so tokenization is the third step of a real complete security system. You've got EMV, you've got end-to-end encryption or encryption, and then you've got tokenization. Tokenization's for the back end. So everything's fine with the transaction, but then if you're the consumer and you call up and say, hey, I don't know anything about that transaction, we have to find that transaction. That's done with a token instead of your card number, so that your card number is not stored anywhere in the system. Tokenization takes card numbers out of the system when they're stored. Very important, necessary.
What's the difference between single and multi-level use tokenization?
Well, it's sort of like a recurring payment issue versus just a single transaction. If you're paying your electric bill every month with your credit card, then that's, you need a multi-use token. If it's just a single swipe that you're going to a QSR and getting a taco, then that's a single use.
Do you think it's necessary to have this part of a security as the transaction for the transaction tokenization? Do you think it's the most secure element? Do you believe it's enough security, and why?
Well, there's never enough security, but the combination of EMV, end-to-end encryption, and tokenization, I think that's the gold standard for a merchant. I don't know what more can be done. All the other the PCI requirements are important, but to do an out-of-scope solution is ideal with those 3 elements.
Got it. And so what should merchants look for to ensure that their card transactions will be protected? I mean, is there anything that they really can look for?
Well, I think they could look for a warranty from the company doing it, which Heartland does provide a warranty. It's free for the first year, and then it's $100 a year thereafter, and we guarantee that we'll pay any costs according to the warranty language, but we'll pay for the breach costs if anyone gets breached. That's how much confidence we have in our solution.
Wow, that's really big. I haven't heard that from anybody.
Well, people are selling insurance, but we think our system is really good because we change the keys every transaction, every batch.
Okay.
And so if the bad guys ever got some data, they're only going to get a little bit of data, and then they have to decrypt it.
Okay, got it.
Which is really hard to do. It's never been done ever, and to be able to decrypt a lot of data would be a huge
So it's kind of like an insurance policy. So when you have the keys, so if the bad guys do get into it, they only get to steal a little bit of the transaction.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Right.
A couple different things I want to touch on. During your presentation today, you came out with a Square reader. Is that what I saw there? Is it a competitor to Square, or is it just another device that you're offering your merchants for ease of use?
We actually came out with a reader. It's a competitor to Square. It's a very similar. It's a reader that plugs into the jack of the phone and allows merchants to use. What's happened, we've sold like 80,000 of these because people use it as a backup. When their system goes down, they can use their cell phone to do payments, which is really a great backup system. And then it's used for, like a lot of our restaurants use it at their bar that's outside. It just makes life a lot easier. Instead of having to bring the card back, you can take it right at the point of sale. So we've had it out there for quite some time.
Oh, have you? Okay, and a couple new items. We talked about One Princeton, which is a new product that you guys rolled out, and I think you're going to be doing it in San Francisco too. Is that correct? Or
we're working on Seattle.
Seattle, okay,
right.
All right. And so do you want to just tell us a little bit about what that product is?
Well, it's sort of a science project that we've been working on for over a year now, and it's a program where instead of using the card brands where there's interchange, that we can redirect that money to the nonprofits in the community, selected by the consumers, and engage the consumers in shopping in their local community. And the trade-off is they pay with their checking account or with a prepaid account that they set up with their checking account. And Starbucks has sort of set the bar on how well a stored value card can be used to stimulate traffic and get rid of the small ticket expense. The merchants with the small tickets are paying a heavy price right now,
right?
And they can reduce that quite a bit.
That's great. That's a great product. And then just the last thing I wanted to touch on is the Leaf announcement. The last time we spoke, you had given them an investment, and now Heartland Payment Systems owns that company 100%?
We do, and we're very excited about it. Leaf is unique in that we have an open platform. We're going to process with our competitors and let merchants decide who they want to do their processing with. We have lots of other services that we want to offer them, but we want our merchants to be able to choose where they go. We like the idea of enabling them with a tablet-based point-of-sale system, and it's a very exciting thing. A lot of other companies are working on tablets, but we're the ones that are using an open platform basis.
That's great. I think that's super. Well, Bob, thank you so much for spending the time with us today and coming to our show, and thanks for watching.